That's all we have today.
Yep, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get started. We can get through the initial stuff as another person joins us. And I'm not sure if Commissioner Lynch, if she's online or not.
It's not online right now.
Not yet? Okay. Well, good morning and welcome to the January 21st, 2026 City Planning Commission meeting. We look forward to hearing your case today as we understand every project is important and unique. In addition, we want to make sure we address all of the docketed items individually with the attention they need to build consensus between the applicant, public, and city staff. Our meeting will follow the advertised docket, and we will hear the cases in the order they're listed, beginning with the consent agenda, followed by the regular docketed items. The commissioners believe we can reach consensus by being brief yet heard. Because our meeting is virtual and recorded, we have time limits for the cases we hear, which is 5 minutes for staff presentations and 20 minutes for the applicant, plus any questions by the commissioners. When we move to public comment, we will call on those who have joined us in person first, followed by those who are joining us virtually. Public comments are limited to 2 minutes when speaking as an individual, or up to 5 minutes when representing a community association or a larger group. Please be brief and limit repetitive comments. Those of you who are joining us virtually, please be ready to go when it is your turn to speak. Have your video camera turned on and your screen name correctly displayed. This helps us make sure we get your testimony for the record. So as we get started, I ask staff to provide any additional ground rules and instructions as we conduct this meeting so we can ensure that we have minimal disruption and maximum clarity. So Sarah?
Good morning. I'll describe the testimony procedures for our hybrid meeting today. First, for those joining us online, please know that there are 2 categories of people participating in the meeting: attendees and panelists. Right now, the only panelists are the commission members and city staff. If you are an applicant or a member of the public who would like to testify regarding a case, please use the raise hand function when the case is announced to let staff know you would like to speak. There is a ribbon at the bottom of your Zoom screen with a hand icon. Please click this to raise your hand to request to speak on a case. You will need to accept the promotion to panelist in order to speak. It may appear temporarily as if you have been disconnected, but don't panic, you will reconnect shortly. If you are calling in on a phone line, your screen name appears as your phone number. You can raise your hand to speak when the case is called by pressing star followed by the number 9. When you are promoted to panelist, the chair would like for you to turn on your camera so that the commission can see you when it is your time to speak. Your microphone needs to always be on mute unless you are giving testimony at the appropriate time. When you are called upon, you will be able to share your screen to display exhibits. The chat box is only for questions about the agenda. The merits of each case should not be discussed in the chat box. For those joining us today in person, applicants may be seated at the center desk when the case is called. Members of the public who would like to speak may approach the microphone on the podium located to the left of the seating area when the chair calls for public testimony. If you are in person, there is no need for you to be on the Zoom meeting as well. Joining the meeting in both manners causes a lot of unnecessary feedback and audio disruptions. We ask that you please silence all of your electronic devices and be quiet when entering and exiting the hearing room. The commission has established time limits for all testimony during the meeting. You will be given 2 minutes to testify when speaking as an individual, or 5 minutes if you represent an organization such as a neighborhood association, HOA, CID, or business association. Those are all of our procedures.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's start with the consent agenda. I think we've got 2 cases there to go through.
Consent docket includes item C1, case CD CPC 2025-150, a request to approve a final plan in District MPD on about 7 acres generally located 400 feet east of the southeast corner of Northwest Rowan Ridge Road and Edgewood Farms Drive, allowing for the creation of a religious assembly building. Staff recommends approval with conditions. And item C2 is case CD CPC 2025-203, a request to approve an extension of an MPD final plan in District MPD on about 2.6 acres generally located at the southeast corner of Highway 169 and Northwest 96th Street, allowing for the creation of 56 townhome units. Staff recommends approval with conditions.
Okay, any questions from the commissioners regarding docket item C1 or 2? All right, let's open it up for public testimony. If there's anybody out there that would like to speak regarding docket item C1 or C2, please come forward or raise your hand using the Zoom feature and you'll be called upon.
There are no hands raised online.
All right, we'll close public testimony then. I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to approve docket items C1 and C2.
Second.
A motion and second for approval of docket items C1 and C2. Margaret, can you take roll call on that motion, please?
Erkin,
Aye.
Crowell,
Aye.
Forbes,
Aye.
Hassick,
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
All right, looks like the motion passes. All right, with that, let's move to our regular agenda items, beginning with those that are looking to continue to a future date.
Our continuances begin with docket item number 1, case CD CPC 2025-151, a request to approve an amendment to the major street plan for the purpose of updating the plan. Staff recommends continuance without fee to February 18th. Docket item number 5 is case CD SUP 2025-45, a request to approve a special use permit in an urban transit corridor within the Prospect Corridor overlay to allow for an event center on about 0.7 acres generally located at the southeast corner of Euclid Avenue and East 12th Street. Staff recommends continuance with fee to February 4th. Docket item number 7 is case CD CPC 2025-152, amending Chapter 88, the Zoning and Development Code by enacting a new Section 88-559 Major Street Plan to outline the process, procedure, and establishing criteria for amending the Major Street Plan. Staff recommends dismissal. Docket item number 8.1 is case CD CPC 2025-174, a request to approve an amendment to the Country Club Waldo area plan from office residential to mixed-use community on about 1.3 acres generally located at 7953 State Line Road. Staff recommends continuance without fee to February 18th. Item 8.2 is case CD CPC 2025-167, a request to approve a rezoning from districts B1-1, B3-2, and R0.5 to District B2-2 on about 1.3 acres generally located at 7953 State Line Road. Staff recommends continuance without fee to February 18th. And docket item number 8.3 is case CD SUP 2025-40, a request to approve a special use permit for the expansion of a drive-through facility adjacent to an established parkway in proposed District B2-2 on about 1.3 acres generally located at 7953 State Line Road. Staff recommends continuance without fee to February 18th.
Okay. Any questions from the commission regarding continuance of docket items 1, 5, 7, 8.1, 8.2, or 8.3? All right, let's open up for public testimony. If there's anybody that would like to speak regarding the continuance of docket items 1, 5, 7, 8.1, 8.2, or 8.3, please come forward or raise your hand using the Zoom feature and you will be called upon.
We have no hands raised online.
Okay, we'll close public testimony and I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to continue docket items 1, 8.1, 8.2, and 8.3 to February 18th without fee. Continuance of docket item number 5 to February 4th with fee, and the dismissal of case number 7.
Second.
Motion and second. So Margaret, can you take roll call on that motion, please?
Arkin,
Aye.
Crowell,
Aye.
Forbes,
Aye.
Hassick,
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Okay, it looks like the motion passes then. Let's go ahead and go to docket item number 2, please.
Docket item number 2 is case CD CPC 2025-170, a request to approve an amendment to the major street plan to revise the alignment of Mexico City Avenue from connecting to Highway 92 to connecting to North Bethel Avenue. And should I go ahead with number 3? Okay. Docket item number 3 is case CD CPC 2025-169, a request to approve a major amendment to an approved development plan, which also serves as a preliminary plat in District MPD for the purpose of expanding the district on about 2,500 acres generally located on the north side of I-29, I-435, and Northwest 128th Street, specifically at the northwest corner of North Bethel Avenue and I-435.
All right. Good morning, Commissioners. Justin Smith, City Planning and Development. Docket item number 2 is a major street plan amendment to KCI 29 Logistics Park. KCI 29 is located in the northwest corner of the city within the first district, just on the north side of I-29 across from the airport. Here, the yellow outline is all of the roughly 2,800 acres of KCI 29 Logistics Park. The current alignment of Mexico City Avenue is here in the middle. It might be kind of hard to see, but it runs straight north and connects to Highway 92. The applicants are proposing to realign Mexico City Avenue to North Bethel Avenue to the west. They are still proposing a connection to Highway 92 outlined in purple here. As you can see, they are just waiting on where that alignment will go, whether it'll be on the west side of this property that's not within the boundaries of the MPD, or on the east side. And so with that, staff does recommend approval of the major street plan amendment, and I can either discuss the major amendment or we can talk about the
Yeah,
street
might as well go to the major amendment and talk about it.
Okay, so docket item number 3 is a major amendment to the overall MPD plan for KCI 29 Logistics Park. Here's just a picture of the site again. And then highlighted in red is the boundary of this major amendment. It'll be bringing in 168 approximately acres into the master planned development area. Just a brief history as a reminder, KCI 29 Logistics Park was approved by Council in October of 2022. A minor amendment was approved to update the phasing of the preliminary plat in 2024. And then later on in 2024, there was a major amendment to add 7 acres of MoDOT right-of-way just at the entrance of KCI 29. And so the request today is to bring in 167.23 acres into the MPD planned district. You can see that highlighted here. And then there is a condition just stating that the controlling ordinance 220883 shall remain in full force and effect. Another revision that we worked on with this was just revising the master plan development final plan language. So it just states that the best practice will be to follow the development review committee schedule for approval. Is the only other major change with this major amendment. And then once again, they are revising the alignment of Mexico City Avenue. So a condition has been added that they gain approval of that major street plan amendment or revise their plan accordingly. Here's just a view along North Bethel. Kind of hard to capture all 168 acres of it, but here's just a view looking kind of east along North Bethel Avenue. And then there is a couple conditions that have been agreed to remove via email. They did not get removed prior to the staff report being issued. So conditions 4 and 5. Condition 4 is about tree preservation. This was approved in 2022, the controlling plan. So the tree preservation ordinance does not apply. So they are requesting to remove 4 and 5. And then condition number 9 is just a little bit of a language change to just be read differently. And then condition 3, 7, and 10 all state that the controlling plan conditions shall remain in effect. Condition 1, but they're all worded differently. Condition 1 also states that condition ordinance number 220883 shall remain in full force and effect. So we would request that 3, 7, and 10 be removed as number 1 covers that condition. With that, staff does recommend approval with conditions, removing conditions 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10, and revising number 9. And I can answer any questions.
Can you go back to the 4, condition 4? So can you explain why this isn't applicable to this?
Yeah, so if the MPD plan got approved prior to the tree preservation ordinance,
Okay.
so they would they would be vested and not have to, they wouldn't be subject to those standards since they were approved prior to the tree preservation ordinance.
Okay. So technically the condition was included improperly.
That's correct.
What just from my knowledge, what is the impact of that not being enforceable on this?
I mean, either way, I think it would be nice to have tree preservation on this plan. But since it's been approved prior to that ordinance taking effect, this condition number 4 would not apply either way.
Okay.
Any other questions from the commissioners? On the realignment, it's mainly just removing the piece that goes north and ties up to 92. Is that what I'm saying? Just to make sure.
Yeah, that's correct. It's taking Mexico City and connecting it to Bethel Avenue instead of going straight up. They're still proposing to connect it to Highway 92. They just don't want to include it on this plan because they don't know where exactly it's going to go yet, whether that be on the west side of this property or on the east side.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from the commissioners? Commissioner Padilla, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay, let's welcome the applicant then. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioners. My name is Jacob Hodson at Olson, 1301 Burlington Street. Today in front of you, you've seen this many times. We started this back in 2022. This is just a major amendment because as we incorporate more and more land into the MPD, we're required to come back for a major amendment every time. So we're including just over 167 acres. We are not changing anything else about the design criteria or the standards we have set with KCI 29. Justin and I have cleaned this up a little bit by creating some language about how the final MPDs are approved administratively. And we've also renumbered the lots because it was getting confusing as we were continuing those plats. We're now on the 3rd plat. So we renumbered the lots so we're consistent with those lot numbering to avoid staff and our confusion. So with that, I welcome any questions you may have regarding this major street plan amendment and MPD major amendment.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant then? Justin, I think you're still sharing because the one TV is,
I
No?
don't think so. I
Okay.
think you're just seeing the screen.
okay.
Change something about the screen setup in this room.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. I think they do that before every meeting about, it's like 30 minutes before the meeting, right? Okay. No questions from the commissioners to the applicant. Let's welcome any public comment. So if there's anybody out there that would like to speak regarding docket items 2 or 3, please come forward or raise your hand using the Zoom feature and you will be called upon.
There are no hands raised online.
All right, we'll go ahead and close public testimony then. Anything else you'd like to add? All right, with that, I'll take a motion, please.
Do we want to approve both 2 and 3 in the same motion, or do you think we should do those separately?
However you want to do it.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do them together then. So motion to approve docket items 2 and 3. And actually, just to clarify before I get into this, the conditions that we're removing, is that one on docket 3? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
So then
I can pull up this.
I got them written down.
Okay,
I think it
okay.
should be fine. So I'll go ahead and make a motion then to approve docket item number 2 with the without conditions, and then approval of docket item number 3 with conditions, with the removal of condition 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10, and then the amending of condition number 9 as stated in the staff presentation.
Second.
Okay, so I got a motion and a second for approval of docket items 2 and 3 with adjustments to the conditions of 3. So Margaret, can you take roll call on that motion, please?
Parkin,
Aye.
Crowell,
Aye.
Forbes,
Aye.
Hassick.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
All right, looks like the motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep. We want to get, there she comes. Good morning. Let's move on to docket item number 4, please.
Docket item number 4 is case CD SUP 2025-46, a request to approve a special use permit in District R 7.5 on about 57 acres, generally located at the southeast corner of North Oak Traffic Way and Northeast 106th Street, allowing for the addition of a gymnasium facility and accessory parking. And I'm promoting the applicant to panelist online.
Okay, good morning. Matthew Barnes, City Planning and Development, here with docket item number 4, which is a special use permit for Newmark Middle School, their gymnasium expansion. Site is located in the Northland, generally at 515 Northeast 106th. It's in the 1st Council District in the Gashland-Nashua area plan. Here's just a closer look of that site highlighted in yellow. You can see its location adjacent to Highway 169 and northeast Shoal Creek Parkway to the north there. North Oak Traffic Way is on the west side of the site. Here's just a view of that school looking from North Oak Traffic Way. And then here is the view looking south from Northeast 106th Street. I'll show it here in a second, but really that area of the gym, the darker section of building, is where the addition will be placed. As you can see, this is the site plan. The existing building there is on the right side of the screen. They are proposing that 16,000 square foot addition right there with a new parking to the northwest side of that site. And so here's what is existing. Here's what they're proposing. Just there at that corner. This gymnasium will also serve as a storm shelter for the students. They're asking for a special use permit to allow for that 16,000 square foot addition. They're also adding 42 additional parking spaces to the site. The proposed building materials are consistent with the existing building. It includes brick masonry, metal finishes, and precast concrete. Landscaping is in conformance with the zoning and development code for the new parking area. They're providing continuous shrubbery screening along the parking towards North Oak Traffic Way and interior landscaping and trees throughout the middle of that. Here's just a couple elevations of the proposed building. It is this area here that is the precast concrete. There, you notice that there is limited transparency as this is a storm shelter, so it has the applicant has tried to do variations in the precast concrete to add some articulation and not just have plain walls. One thing that we'll talk about here on the a little bit further is the signage that they are requesting variances for. So this is precast into the concrete. By definition, that we would consider this a wall sign. The zoning and development code allows for 20 square feet of signage adjacent to an entrance in an institutional use or school in a residential zoning district, which this is located. The applicant shows two adjacent signs. One is the MM sign there, Newmark, and the other one is the North Stars imprinted. The MN is 56 square feet, and the larger North Stars is 733 square feet. The applicant can speak a little bit more here on what they are wanting to do, but it is my understanding that most likely they would like to go for the variance for the North Stars, which would be a variance that the Board of Zoning Adjustment would grant of 713 square feet. The Zoning and Development Code does not permit a variance to the number of signs allowed per 88.56502, so only one sign is permitted. And to be transparent about this, a sign was built at Nashua Elementary. You can see Nashua Elementary is the red X here, just north of our site that we're talking about today in the yellow X. This was not reviewed for signage as it was part of the building permit because it's precast concrete. So it was not reviewed but has been built. And it's my understanding that the district is looking for a kind of cohesive new design throughout the district, and already have that one. Public engagement, they did host their public engagement on January 13th. They had one member attend and they didn't ask any questions. With that, staff recommends approval subject to conditions of docket item number 4, and I can take any questions.
All right, thank you. Any questions for city staff? All right, that was easy. Is the applicant available?
Yes, they're online.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Braden Taylor here. And then I'm with MKEC Engineering, civil engineer. We also have Jennifer Burke on the line. She's with Hollis & Miller Architects. Appreciate the time this morning. Working with KCMO staff was good on this project, and overall agree with the staff report. The only things we wanted to talk about today was just that sign variance, and maybe just giving a little more background on what we're proposing, kind of the design, the look of it, some precedent in the school district for similar signage, and then maybe even to talk on that smaller sign, that NM that's by the entrance. I know the KCMO code only allows one quote unquote sign at a entrance, so wanted to just discuss that sign and the condition that needs to be removed, and discuss if there'd be an opportunity to keep that sign, and maybe even understand the code and the intent of the code as to what's driving needing to remove that sign there, that smaller sign. So Jennifer, if you'd be able to maybe talk a little bit more on the two signs and a little bit of the design there.
Sure, absolutely. Like was mentioned, we are incorporating the North Stars, so school mascot, within the precast as has been done. That was shown like there at Nashua. We feel like adding that designation to the school, obviously it's school pride and neighborhood accessibility to that building, and as far as an entry, also just a designator, as we know this is going to be a storm shelter, and felt that being able to identify it in some manner for public use would also be beneficial. This will be a space where patrons come for athletic events, school performances, things like that, and was just trying to embellish this entry a bit more as as an entry point, but also being respectful and mindful of neighbors. We're not looking to illuminate this sign or anything that would draw attention to it or be a disturbance after hours, but wanted to propose just kind of that identity and school marking opportunity as you are sort of on the back side of the school. The North Stars, we wanted the sizing of that also just because of the proportions with the precast height for that being a gymnasium, but also it was an opportunity for visual acknowledgement off of Oak Trafficway and being able to have that recognition for the neighborhood community as far as this being that central hub and the public school for the patrons there in the neighborhood. But I'm happy to chat through any questions or concerns you have on the signage. The NM, again, is just, an aluminum sign, non-illuminated, that was going to be surface applied there at the entry. And absolutely welcoming any questions or comments as we want to talk through those signage variances.
And just for clarification, the condition that we're talking about right now is condition number 5.
Correct. I think I was pulling up the staff report to let me just confirm that.
Yeah, it's the one that says that the revised plans prior to issuance of permits to show only one sign advertising the school, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Five was what we want to discuss or potentially even
Okay.
remove that
Okay.
condition.
Okay, any questions from the commissioners to the applicant? I'm going to lean on my architect commissioners on this with the signage.
Yeah, I guess my question, what is driving the removal of the signage again? Is it purely just procedural, standard, what we kind of standard process of what we apply to just all projects, or?
Yeah, so the zoning code only permits one sign per entrance for institutional uses in residential zoning districts. This is zoned R 7.5, and so since there's a gymnasium entrance, they're allowed a sign, but only one. And so with both of them, one being the MN, which is aluminum, and one is imprinted into the concrete, we are considering those two separate signs.
Didn't we argue that the precast is just like a detailing rather than a sign?
We consistently find that that is a sign.
That is a sign?
Mhm.
Okay. Even if okay.
I mean, I don't know. I personally am fine with
Yeah.
just allowing the two of them.
Because I mean, at that argument, or having the gymnasium sign and the NM, are those two separate signs too?
The gymnasium one is more of a wayfinding directional. It's not.
Building identity.
Yeah.
Is there really any building identity on the existing school? I'm not familiar with the architecture of what's already there. And maybe the applicant can.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say there is Newmark signage as you are approaching from 106th Street. There is a monument sign in the barrier between the parking and the street, and then also lettering on the building from 106th as you enter into the visitor parking on that north side of the building. This is our addition is on the southwest corner, so you do drive around to the back of the school.
Okay. Yeah, my thought is I guess I just don't see a problem with it. I mean, again, it's so far away from the roadway, and I don't see it being having like any negative impacts on the neighborhood. Again, one, because of its distance, but two, like it's just engraved into the concrete. So I don't know. I personally am more leaning towards allowing the second signage.
Just to let you know, I agree with that. I just want to hear what you guys said.
Sure.
Same here.
Okay.
I don't see a problem with the second signage.
Any other questions from the commissioners to the applicant? All right, let's welcome any public involvement. So if there's anybody out there that would like to speak regarding docket item number 4, please come forward or raise your hand using the Zoom feature and you'll be called upon.
There are no hands raised online.
Okay, we'll close public testimony. We're gonna have to slow down. We're only 25 minutes in our meeting
You
here.
just jinxed it. You just jinxed
Yeah,
it.
you just jinxed
Yeah.
All right, anything else you'd like to add from the applicant standpoint?
No, I think we're good. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
All right, thank you. So with that, we'll close testimony and talk if we need to, or take a motion, please.
Yeah, I guess it's just the removal of condition number 5, just to make sure once we make our motion. So if there's anything else that I miss, I can go ahead and just make one. Okay.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
I'm good with that.
Motion then to approve docket item number 4 with conditions with the removal of condition number 5.
Second.
I got a motion and a second for approval of docket item number 4 with the removal of condition 5. Margaret, can you take roll call on that motion, please?
Arkin,
Aye.
Crow,
Aye.
Forbes,
Aye.
Hassick,
Aye.
Morel,
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
All right, looks like the motion passes then. Thanks for bringing it in and good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate
Looks
it.
like a nice project.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right, we're on our last case here, docket item 6.
Docket item number 6 is case CD CPC 2026-1, a request to approve a request to approve an amendment to section 88-370 regarding temporary special event signage. Sorry, my docket, I have an old docket, I think. This is a zoning text amendment, so let me share my screen here. Yeah, you want to go ahead?
I know. We got a theme today.
We
Sign.
apparently do have a theme today.
Sign day.
Sign day.
It's a sign.
It is a sign.
Hey, here's your sign.
To build a sign.
Look right. Okay. This is our first 2026 case of the year. It's a text amendment in section 88-370. So the red line was not attached to the staff report. It's a separate document in Compass KC, and it includes amendments to 3 sections in 88-370. The first of these is in section 370.05, adding special event building signage to the table of authorized uses, which also establishes the time limit per permit. So that a special event building signage permit could be approved for 120 consecutive days per permit. In subsection 6 on standards, this is just to clarify that special event building signage is not limited. It's not included in this 7 about the number of temporary signs that are approved for other temporary uses. Just a clarification. And then at the end of this section, the numbering's off there. It's 370.09. We have the standards specific for special event building signage. These are approved only for the period of a major event, which was just added to section 56.802. Temporary special event building signage permits are only permitted during the period of a major event, such as the World Cup, which has already been established as a major event by the Neighborhood Services Director. Temporary special event building signage is not permitted in our zoning districts. It has to be a wall sign. It cannot be any other type of sign, meeting the requirements of 88-445-08C. Wall signs, generally speaking, that means that it has to be permanently affixed to a building on a wall. It cannot extend more than 12 feet off of the wall surface. It cannot extend above more than 6 feet above the lowest parapet on a building. 09C establishes that it is not included in the maximum number of wall signs that would otherwise be permitted. D, it can be permitted up to 80,000 square feet in sign area or the maximum area of the building facade, whichever is less. So if the building facade is only 40,000 square feet, the sign cannot be bigger than that, can't extend off of the wall. Must be securely affixed to the building. And if the building has a valid certificate of occupancy, the sign can't impede required means of egress or the function of mechanical or utility equipment. Staff does recommend approval of this. This has not been introduced yet, but will be introduced eventually by the mayor's office, and Kimiko Gilmore is here to speak more to the goal of doing this, and to, share the perspective from the city of why this is important. I would also note that we received yesterday a letter of support from the FIFA KC Host Committee. So that is on Compass KC as well, if you'd like to look at their comments. And then I will share your
Thank you.
PowerPoint here.
And while Sarah's getting that up, my name is Kimiko Gilmore. I'm Executive Director for Convention and Entertainment Facilities. And for the last 7-8 years, I've been involved with FIFA World Cup coming to Kansas City. We are so proud. And every time I say that, I just kind of just bubble up with excitement all over again. So I actually did double duty. I did Sarah's presentation too. So I get to do the fun stuff. So Kansas City, as you all know, is hosting FIFA World Cup, and it has been declared a major event. International host cities use large format building signage for wayfinding, branding, and civic identity. Current zoning code does not clearly permit large-scale temporary signage, and this action will remedy that. You can go ahead because you've already talked about that, and that too. It was funny, we were talking about, or you all were talking about a 700 foot signage. Now we're bumping that up to 80,000, oh, not 800,000, but 80,000 square feet of total signage. So this supports global visibility and international broadcast and international broadcast exposure. When World Cup is here, and even prior to, even right now, there's a lot more eyes on Kansas City, and we want to make sure that we are shining. It aligns with other FIFA World Cup 2026 host cities. The 16 cities that are involved in this year's World Cup will all have these similar types of signage in their cities. And it also creates just a really great dynamic, very celebratory. It's just going to be amazing to see. Next. Already did the staff recommendation. Next time I'm going to coordinate with you, Sarah. So just in closing, the amendment positions Kansas City for this once in a lifetime, once in a generation global event. I am, like I said, I'm so excited. Provides some flexibility while maintaining strong safeguards. And we were talking about that earlier, Sarah and I, and I'm glad that those parameters were put in place, because that would definitely be a concern for the community. And we just respectfully request that CPC approve this. And if you go on to the next one, I just wanted to show you, was privileged enough to go to Qatar in 2022 as an observer of the World Cup. I am not a soccer fan like all of the fans are, and I got to learn a lot. Qatar, of course, is one country. All of the games were in that city in Doha, and it was just a sight to see. So this is an example of some of the signage. This building was probably about 30 stories, and it was just on the first part of the building. As you're going up, you can go to the next one. And these are just other examples. Another soccer player. I love the one in the middle because it's kind of fun. And I could see that on several buildings, H&R Block for one, maybe the old Kansas City Star building. And then even the construction sites got into it with these large banners. There was also digital signage, and I know that this does not allow for digital signage, but that might be, I don't know if that would be a possibility later on down the line. There was a building that was about 40 stories, I think, and it had a huge digital sign on there of soccer players, moving and what have you. So just thank you all for the opportunity to present here today. I'm hoping that you all will catch the fever and make sure that Kansas City can shine as Qatar did, as Doha did, and all the other 16 cities, all the 15 cities that are going to be this year with the World Cup. Thank you.
All right. Questions?
Yeah. I've got-
Oh,
we
I guess mine's more just out of curiosity. When you were there, did you see any signage that wouldn't be permitted under what is being proposed today?
No, no. I mean, and there was signage everywhere. This is in the city, but where we were staying was a little bit on the outskirts. There was a huge building that I akin to like a Walmart, and it was covered with FIFA World Cup. And I have some pictures here, but it was a sight to see. So there was signage everywhere, and there's nothing that I interpreted as not being something that we could allow with this change here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a couple questions. So what is the application process for that? Who can apply for it? Who cannot apply for it? Is it building owners? How does that work?
The temporary use permit, this would allow it to be an administrative approval of,
Okay.
you would apply for a temporary use permit. Most of these like signage kinds of things, the applicant is a sign company and they have to show that they have owner consent.
Okay, so similar to what our monument or, signs that would go on like any buildings here. Okay. Next question is the length was 128 days. So if the major event closes prior to that, is there a timeline for which these signs need to be taken down?
The 120 days would be total, like it goes up, it comes down in the 120 days.
But
If the sign was still up after 120 days, we would start compliance.
Okay. What I mean though is it sounded like it was either 120 days or duration of the major event. So if the
No,
major,
it's 120 days.
no matter what.
When a major event has been designated, I believe that designation is limited to 90 days. The request came to us for the temporary use permit to be 120 days to allow the time for installation and removal.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see what else. I have a couple other questions.
Can Sean hang one from his crane that he's got at his
I
project?
mean-
site?
That would not be a wall sign.
It would not be.
We can hang it from the buildings that we're putting up though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of the buildings that we're putting up.
Yeah, that's another question I had is any offensive messaging. I mean, if somebody has like, I hate the Chiefs, they want to hang that. How do we get that to make sure it doesn't get hung up? Is that part of the review permitting process? You see what is on the sign and what it looks like?
I mean, Sarah Baxter might have comments about if we told people they couldn't put up signs saying, I hate the Chiefs. But we do have.
That's just an example.
We do review these for, not for the message, but that they meet the standards of the ordinance.
Yeah.
So as long as they met the standards of the ordinance, they would be approved. But we don't review like the messaging content.
Profanity.
I mean, 80,000 square feet is a big sign.
Yeah, I
I
just
would-
mean, a lot of people might be able to, while it might not be profanity, it might not. Who's reviewing for it to say this might not be the best
Interest.
interest of Kansas City
Yeah.
for us publicly?
If I could,
Yeah.
I think and this is my assumptions to the Sarahs, that the major event would dictate what the signs could be about, because this is World Cup. It would mostly be soccer, FIFA, that type of thing. It should not be, I hate the
So,
Chiefs.
Almost
I
like
mean-
that needs to be conditioned in there.
It needs to be conditioned in there because I'm afraid that somebody, if we're not
Cannot do
reviewing the material, somebody could put something obscene.
We
It could be
do not
considered,
review content.
And
We are not.
so if somebody puts like a hate message, we're gonna allow that in 80,000.
Guys, the United States Supreme Court, you can't,
That's
you
I
have
agree, yeah.
sign
We
ordinance.
don't have, we have no,
Must be content neutral.
Right.
I can provide you an opinion about that at a later date if
Yeah,
you'd like, but
yeah.
That would be the case for all of our
it's
signs.
for all. signs.
Existing wall signs, monument signs,
Alright.
temporary signs that are
regular,
currently
yeah.
permitted. We do not review content and we are not permitted to do so.
All right.
okay. Any other questions from the commission? All right, let's open it up for public testimony. If there's anybody out there that would like to speak regarding docket item number 6, please come forward or raise your hand using the Zoom feature and you'll be called upon.
There are no hands raised online.
Oh, we're getting out of this meeting.
That clock doesn't work, so.
Yeah.
Oh, it does now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
I
a
thought-
battery in that one. That one's kind of a little bit off. All right, so we'll close public testimony then. Anything else to add or anything?
No, I'm just, we are 140 days, I believe, out from World Cup. And so this
Yeah.
is going to be very helpful. A lot of the building owners in downtown have been asking about what this will look like. There is also KC 2026 is contracting with I believe it's with FIFA in general. There is a signed company that will be doing a lot of these. So this will help this activity move forward.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, with that, we'll close testimony and speak amongst the commission, or I'll take a motion, please.
I'll go ahead and make a motion then to approve docket item number 6 without conditions.
Second.
Motion and a second for approval of docket item number 6. Margaret, can you take roll call on that motion, please?
Parkin,
Aye.
Crowell,
Aye.
Forbes,
Aye.
Hassick.
Aye.
Morel,
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
All right, looks like the motion passes then. Thank you very
all
much.
so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, anything else to bring before the commission today?
Nothing else.
Just a reminder, we do have our special meeting planned. I think that's what, the 26th
Monday.
at
Mhm.
noon, and it is an all virtual.
It is all virtual.
Yeah, so you don't have to be here or anything like that. Yeah,
The docket should be going out here soon.
okay.
It's very short.
Yep, and so you guys haven't done a meeting virtually, so
Yeah.
Margaret will send out a link to get to the Zoom call, and the only thing I ask is you change your name to say Commissioner on it, your name, Commissioner, on there so that people know, and then have your camera on, of course, the whole meeting. So we can all see your pretty
Mine's gonna be
faces.
FIFA.
Yeah, what's that?
Mine's gonna be FIFA background signage.
Okay,
Not within.
mine will not be I hate
period.
Chiefs, 'cause
Oh, damn it.
I would be offended by that, as you can see.
Oh, I'll just have I'll have my Jets helmet in the background.
All right, so motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I moved.